Flushes out any other objections. Correct, Kathy. Absolutely. How ready they are to move forward and commit. Yes, that works there. Flushes out how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. Yes, we'll deliver it in a little bit more depth than that, Alison, but yeah, you're on the right track. Flushes out the objections, gets the client to a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Yeah. And if you don't flush these objections out, guys, they're not going to be excited as as they could be because they have something lurking in the back of their mind. By bringing it up and saying, if we resolve that for you, where are you now? I'm a 10, I'm a 9 or a 10 out of 10. And like Zane did there, why? What makes you now a 9 or 10 out of 10? Well, I like this, I like that, I like Sir Fernandez, I like, do you see what I mean? They start to sell themselves. Powerful. Excellent, guys. Number 10. Why do we use these temperature checks? Well, we've just answered that. Okay. So I'll give you a few more seconds to finish your answers. Tish, please note and moderate the answers for us. Why do we use these in the temperature check? Okay. Now, guys, I hope that's all making sense. I hope this so far today, you're all making sense. This is all making sense because it's important to me that each and every one of you in these 2 days or these 5 days collectively come out with a high understanding of what sales should be, and how fun it is when we do it like this. It really is because you're just having a great conversation with another human being. There's no pressure because you're helping them, and it's empowering because you take the sale away from your mind. You go in to help that person first, and you're meeting someone new. The energy transaction is exciting. And when you truly believe in your product, then no one can say no to you, essentially. That you just feel that no one can say no to you. You disqualify the client as not a good fit, as opposed to the client disqualifying you with this strategy. How cool is that? You know, it's we are in the most one of the most exciting professions in the world. We are in one of the most exciting, helpful careers in the world, and unfortunately, there's not much guidance for salespeople. If you look in any job posts, you see thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of jobs in sales. That's because people go there and they don't get trained, they don't get treated well, and they leave. They get rejected and they leave. They don't have the skill set or they're not given the skill set to succeed, which is a shame because once you've cracked this code, and again, guys, I met my mentor, David Key, um, in a training. I borrowed £2,000 from my mum. About 27 years ago. I couldn't afford it, but I knew that's what I had to do. And so I borrowed £2,000 from my mum, paid her off weekly or monthly, and she got me onto this training, and I was so blown away that I repeated it because you could repeat it for free. And at the end of the second week, I said, David, I've got to work with you. And because I knew how to sell, he said, all right, sell my stuff. And me working with him for 3 years, he gave me so much knowledge, so much skill, psychological stuff that we're covering off today, that my career catapulted. So the importance for me of getting a mentor when I was 8 to deal with the bullying, the boxing, and then a mentor to deal with my professional life seriously catapulted me into the next levels, guys. And I've had a blessed life because of this career, because of knowing how to do this stuff inside and out, and then teaching it to other people. I mean, my career is just because I got a mentor. Okay, that's why I call this company Systemize and Sell. Systemize anybody that wants to be young, old, in the middle, experienced, inexperienced. You follow these steps, okay? Any high ticket closing situation you can succeed in, okay, head and shoulders above your colleagues because not many people study this stuff. Okay. So if you've got a transferable skill, you pick your the way you want to work. Like I worked with David, I worked with Sir Marco, I worked with Andy Harrington, Matt Wilson, all because I wanted to, because I had value to their business. You know, we had value to their business. The Sainsbury's deals that I got, I approached the supplier and I said, don't pay me until I get you some work. And that work means importing millions of kilos of fish to Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Asda's, and Morrison's in the UK because I had a vision. I wanted to do this, right? And so can you. When you master this skill, yeah, that sky is the limit. Okay, guys, just gotta emphasize that because we really are in an amazing career. Okay, you also when you're working with us, you're working in the community. You know, we have weekly calls. Every day we get better, you know, because the better you are at this, the more money you make. Simple, right? So isn't it worth to study up front and get good at something before you go out there? Most people don't do this. Most people in sales don't do this. You'd be surprised. I was always number one, number two in my career, 22 different careers, campaigns I was on before I started my own business. I was always number one, number two because I studied my art. And that's what we're doing here. We're studying our art to get better so that we can make more money, less time, which means more freedom, location. Okay. We're going to be talking about the Holy Grail, which is the one call close. You know, that's when somebody comes on a call, and on that call, they're handing over two, five, $10,000 to you. Okay, I'll give you some examples of that tomorrow. And when it's not appropriate, advancing the sale to the close. And remember, guys, out of every four sales, one will be a one call close statistically, only one. That's 25%. That means 75% of sales, proven, 75% of sales are follow ups. Okay. Hence the advancing the sale. Okay. So the fortune really is in the follow up. But if it's appropriate, we should always one call close. But if it's not appropriate, if we follow these steps, we know that this is advancing the sale. Does that make sense? Is that cool? Right? That you know wherever you are on the sales line. Does that cool? You know when you start, when you finish, you're getting the feedback from the client, and at the end, you're like, this is either a one call close or I'm advancing the sale. Okay.